trip behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Bash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a great interview coming up shortly. But before we begin, don't forget about the subscribe and bell buttons below you there, and you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And if you'd like, leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And contact info will be in the description, and it'll also be at the closing credits at the end of the show, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Tacoma, Washington, we have Champagne Sunday with us today. Great band, and I know you're really going to love them. And we'll get to that in a second, but first here's a quick word from the Caden Gordon Show. So don't go away, we'll be right back, right after this.
The Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Tacoma, Washington, we have Champagne Sunday with us today. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Our pleasure. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Why don't you introduce yourselves for people so they can get to know you there?
I'm Jesse.
I'm Jared Berdine.
And we are Champagne Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you talk a little bit about how it began for you, because everyone has their own story and how they got to be an artist, and I'm sure you both have your own story, but anyway, if you do, go ahead and say it one at a time, but let us know.
We both started off kind of in our own things. I was in bands since I was 15. And I moved out to California in 2003, and my band was falling apart, and I met Jesse's boyfriend at the time through a gig, and he called her up and said, "You got to come hear this guy." And he was telling me the whole time, "You got to hear my girlfriend sing. She's amazing. She's amazing."
And so I did. I came down to just check him out, and we did not hit it off very well at the beginning.
We didn't like each other.
We weren't like sworn enemies, but there was no interest in any way, but musically or even as far as being friends, we didn't have that interest. But he really became really good friends with my boyfriend, so much so that when I got married the first time to that guy, Jared, we asked him to sing while we were getting married. So it was kind of a funny story. The marriage obviously didn't last very long. But during that time, Jared and I started Champagne Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And really soon thereafter, my marriage kind of collapsed. And then Jared and I started dating. And it's been almost 20 years now since all of that happened. And we're still really good friends with the guy that I was with at the time.
Yeah.
Who essentially set us up.
And it was his idea.
Right. So musically, as far as Champagne Sunday goes, that's kind of our backstory, how we met. I'm from the LA area, and I grew up with two musical parents, very heavily immersed in the kind of like the pop disco music scene of the late 70s, early 80s.
I grew up in Pennsylvania, and music was always kind of on the outer circle of everything that was going on. It was always on. My aunt was a concert pianist, so but no one was really pursuing what I was doing like professionally. So it just appealed to me.
Yeah, so his influences were more of like that real 90s grunge.
Yeah, I had a lot of 90s grunge, and my parents really raised me on like Paul Simon and John Prine. So I had like a weird sort of Americana grunge fusion.
Yeah,
for an upbringing.
Yeah, well, that's a great story, and I know she mentioned like the grunge and also Paul Simon and so forth. Did you have any other influences as well that really motivated you?
Well, I don't Weird Al.
Like I came from like a theater background. But I've always just loved the singer-songwriter. I didn't even pick up an instrument though till I was probably in my like early 20s. But I've been a singer and I've been on stage my whole life. So I'm more of the front man as far as like the showier part and whatnot. Jared came at music.
Very cerebrally.
Yeah. And so he writes, I'll bring a lot of arrangements to him as far as like, here's all the lyrics and the kind of chord structure. Here's kind of the melody. I'll sing it to him. And then he'll figure out more creative ways than just the regular, here's 4 chords that everybody can play. He'll add in some things to make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
So.
And if I start something, I start a verse or have a chorus or something, she'll be able to write the rest of the song around it. And so we do work together well.
Okay, well that's good, and that's good because I'm a Weird Al fan myself. So I guess we both share interests there.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure you're on all streaming platforms, but where else can we find you? Are you on social media? Do you have an official website? I mean, tell everybody all about that.
Yeah, you can find us on champagnesunday.com. We got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. Anywhere where there's music, we're
everything.
Yeah. Except apparently Amazon Music.
Yeah, that was weird. We don't know why that didn't happen, but honestly, like if you search up Champagne Sunday, you're going to find us. Yeah. We're the only Champagne Sunday online that isn't a brunch, so you can find us.
Okay, well, go out to your favorite streaming site and social media site, go to the champagnesunday.com and check out their stuff. They'll even have probably tour dates in case they're in the area, and you might want to check them out in case you're in the Tacoma area. Yeah. And we got this song coming up in just a second. It's called Dressed Up. It sounds self-explanatory, but tell us a little story about the song. We'd love to hear
it. Dressed up is essentially a state of mind as opposed to like literally getting dressed up. I mean, oftentimes, we'll be on the road. We don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of knowledge about what to do in these towns. It's usually my husband, myself, and our son who travels with us. And you got to find ways to make your own fun, to just bring your own joy. And a lot of that comes from just kind of changing your mindset from the outside in. Put on like a fancy outfit or something just silly, ridiculous, and walk around like that. And
something makes you feel good.
Something makes you feel good. And the idea of just like making yourself just feel good by, I don't know, just being.
Find something that makes you happy and just go with that.
Yeah.
Whether it's a song or an outfit or
a hat.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is.
Let's get dressed up.
Well, I really like the song, and I know everybody out there, I think you're going to like it too, and we're going to get to that in a second, but thanks Champagne Sunday for being on the show today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on sometime.
That'd be great.
I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Okay, and here it is, Dressed Up by Champagne Sunday. It begins right now.
When you're with me, I'm everything I ever want to be. I'm every color you could ever see. We're broke, but I'm okay with that, 'cause anything can be a hat. When up upon your head is sad, so let's get dressed up. When I'm with you, there's nothing in the world that I can't do. Walk across our lawn with no shoes. It's cold, but that's okay with me. 'Cause your 2 hands will bring me heat. No need of to be discreet. So let's get dressed up.
Just us,
when it's us,
we've everything and nothing to discuss. Talk for miles or sit silent on the bus.
We're tired now, but it's okay. Sometime near the end of day, a second wind will pave the way. So let's get dressed up.
heart is so much more than I deserve. But happy that I've got, I'm so happy that I've got you.